So it's the 30th of June. It's the last day in the month of June, where we're going to be starting a fresh month from tomorrow. And I am in Liberty Avenue. I'm just taking a cool stroll. And it's a lovely Friday afternoon, I must say. Even though there are some concerns of the air quality in New York. I checked my phone, my meter is saying 168, the air quality presently, but I know a normal air quality is around 50, but as soon as it crosses 151, you will see the air quality is a bit poor or unhealthy, especially for those people who have underlying medical issues. So I remember the last time we had the poor air quality from the smoke that is coming from Canada. The next day I was sick because I have some issues myself, and that is why the reason why I am presently wearing a mask, so as to protect me from any unhealthy pollutant that is in the air. Like I said, I think they were saying it's around 151 where the air turns unhealthy. Anything up below 150 in the air quality, it's okay, but as soon as it reaches 151, they deem it unhealthy. So like I said, I'm just taking a walk to get some exercise. It's Friday afternoon here, and this is Liberty Avenue, where some people would call it Little Guyana. You have all types of businesses, banks, shops, stores, restaurants, whatever it is, you name it, it's here. And I am approaching 120 Street. Straight ahead of me is the Leftward station, the subway station, where a lot of people would use the A train to go to work, especially in Manhattan areas. This is TD Bank, a Canadian bank at the corner here. So a lot of people, including me when I was living in Brooklyn, I would have to, when I was working at the airport, I would have to come out to Brooklyn with the D train, the R train, then take the A train to get me to the airport. This is the station that I'm talking about right in front of me here. So when you come off of here, you have to try to use a Q10 bus that takes you to the airport. There are two types of Q10 buses. There's limited and the local. The local bus makes all the stops. So this is Leftward Boulevard, Liberty Avenue. But I'm going to be turning up on my right side. I should see on my left side. I don't think I'll be going in those business areas this afternoon. So this is the A train station, as you can see. This is Tropical Isles. A lot of people come here to purchase bread and doubles, that kind of stuff. So I'm walking Leftward Boulevard. This is a Q10 bus stop that takes you to Kew Gardens. On this side here, we have a Chase Bank on that one side. I could remember when, in the height of the COVID, this library, we had to, if you were suspected of having COVID, I would have to come to this library here to do a COVID test. I could remember sometimes you would pass here, long lines of people, especially if they were looking to fly home to Guyana. Long lines of Guyanese at this Queen's Library to get the COVID test. This is Kern's Funeral Directors. This is a funeral home here where people come here, they store their dead here, and then of course they prepare them for burial. So I had some issues in Guyana in terms of bronchi problems. So when that smoke, I think it's about over 2 weeks ago, when we had that heavy smoke coming in from Canada, and unfortunately I had no mask, and unknown to me it was negative in terms of effects on people like myself who had issues. And the next day I was unwell. I was coughing. I think I even had flu-like symptoms, and I decided not to take chance this afternoon. So I decided, you know what, let me wear a mask just to make certain I'm on the safe side. It's not probably later, probably in the evening, I would discover that the smoke, because of the pollutants in the air, can affect people who have heart problems, lung problems, and that kind of stuff. And I was under the impression that the people, the fire service in Canada already had that fire, the wildfire that is going on in Canada, under control, but it seems as though it is still ranging. I saw some videos. Unfortunately, the video that I saw, the fire is still raging in Canada. I'm hoping, if not this year, next year, to make a trip to Canada. I want to see places like Toronto. On my website, she has relatives in Canada, and I'm hoping that I can get a chance to see parts of Canada. But what we're going to do, we're going to travel overnight, and it would be good if I can make some videos. But that's my plan, to travel overland with my American passport instead of using plane to travel. It's much easier to make videos, especially if you're traveling overland. So that's one place I want to see, especially Toronto. Yes, at one time, for those of you who know NBA basketball, at one time I was following the Toronto Raptors. That's the only basketball franchise in Canada where this guy who's with the Clippers right now, Leonard. I'm trying to remember his first name. My God. Anyhow, K. Leonard. I can't remember his first name right now. Kwame Leonard. Oh my God, I can't remember his name right now. But at one time, I was very much in love with that Toronto Raptors team. But as soon as Leonard left that team, they started going downhill. So once again, I'm in Leffords Boulevard. I'm walking towards Key Foods, trying to stretch my legs on a so Friday afternoon. I don't want to say lovely because, like I said earlier, the presence of smoke in the area, especially in this part of New York. But I think they were saying the western part of New York has a lot of smoke, because you can see in the map, there's a colored map. Starts with green, which is normal green, and then orange, and then red. When it gets to red, that's way over 150 according to the colored map that is on my phone. So a couple of days it was green, and then we noticed yesterday it was getting close to orange. There are certain parts of America right now under red. Places like Chicago, you have Chicago, I saw New Jersey, a greater part of New Jersey under the red color, which means that it's over 150 in terms of the air index. And right now there are certain parts in New York City right now under red. But it was scary the first time we saw it. We saw it 2 weeks ago, let's say around 3:30 p.m. When you look out, I was at the door. In fact, I was at the training course, and when we were sent home early, it seemed as though around 3:30 in the afternoon the place was looking a bit dark because the amount of smoke, it was blocking the sun. So it was as though day had turned to night, because I could remember the place that I was, people who were unaware what is going on, the Assemblies Adventist Church here. Yes, people were asking me why the place was so dark. So I was telling them, explaining to them about the wildfire, and that's the reason why the place got so dark. It was scary. It was like a scene from the Twilight Zone. So at least yesterday and today it wasn't a repeat, thank God. But that is when I inhaled some amount of those pollutants in the air, and I got sick the next day. In fact, it was myself and another colleague at my work site that it seemed as though both of us got affected by the smoke. So I don't know when they're going to get that wildfire under control in Canada. That means that they're probably having some serious dry weather, and that probably might go through for the rest of the year in terms of the wildfire in Canada. So it seems as though we have our issues. I mean, finding some issues in Guyana, but for those who are living here would know, the MTA wants to increase the Metro card charges next September. I should say this coming September. The charges right now are $2.75, and if the MTA gets its way, those charges are going to be going up to around $2.90. So let's wait and see what's going to happen. So people complain about the cost of living in Guyana. There's a high cost of living here in America too, because prices are going up in America too. So I wonder where the squirrel is going. A lot of these trees have these squirrels. In fact, the squirrel is living in this tree. There's one on the ground there. Yeah, they're living in this tree. I could remember when I was in Brooklyn, yes, when I was in Brooklyn, we would go to, that was in Sunset Park in Brooklyn. There was this park nearby, sometimes we would go there to relax. And most of the trees were inhabited by squirrels. I guess during the winter, they would go and hibernate themselves there until after the winter finishes. I remember that clearly. So this is 95, I should say 95th Avenue. I'm still in Left West Boulevard, and I've just crossed 95th Avenue. And around this time of the day is not busy because people are at work. And I think they have advised people because of this air quality situation, if you don't have to go out, to stay indoors, especially stay indoors. And if you have an air conditioning system, they want people to stay home, especially older people or people who have medical issues. So it's not busy right now, and that is why you're not seeing a lot of people around this time, because in any case it's working time. If I was doing this video around 5 o'clock, you'll see a lot of people trying to get home and that kind of stuff. I wouldn't even say 4, I would say 5 o'clock. Anytime after 5, what I term rush hour, then you will see lots of people trying to get home from work. So I'm approaching Atlantic Avenue. This is Atlantic Avenue here. A lot of people from Bangladesh, they live in this region. A lot of folks. In fact, there is a street name for some of these folks from Bangladesh. I think it's the street before. It's called Punjabi Avenue. I did a video sometime back with Punjabi Avenue. A lot of them you can see sitting down in these parks here. They're from Bangladesh. There may be a couple of Caribbean people, but most of the people are from Bangladesh. Most of them. This is Atlantic Avenue. And this is a double crossing here. When you make one cross, and you have to get over the other cross. You know what? Let's go up Atlantic Avenue. I'm going to take a walk up Atlantic Avenue. Amco, this is a gas station here. These gas stations are self-serving. There's no one in these gas stations to serve you. You put your cards, yes, right. You put your cards and you just serve yourself. They're self-serving. This is a Royal Indian. This is a place where you have banquets and different occasions, or people have weddings and that kind of stuff. Party hall. This is 118. This is Atlantic Avenue. Like I said, this is 118th Street here. A lot of businesses here too. At one time, when sometimes the J train is giving us problems, we would use there's a Q24 bus. The Q24 bus, those of you who may be familiar, that Q24 bus operates on this in this area. Most times this be reliable. Most times, I think when I'm walking, we may probably pick up a Q24 bus. The only thing I don't like about that bus is that it is kind of small. I'm accustomed to those, the bigger buses, the bigger buses that go to the airport. But most times, especially if the train is not working, the kind of full bus, but I think it's too small. So I've just crossed 117th Street, Atlantic Avenue. As you can see, a lot of vehicles here. You have taxi services, driving schools, that kind of stuff. This is the commercial part of Atlantic Avenue. A lot of commercial activities, a lot of businesses. And this is 116th Street. Atlantic Avenue. Laundromats. Laundromats are very prevalent in this part of Atlantic Avenue. They even have a lumberyard. Yes, if I could remember. I haven't been here for long. For some time I haven't walked through here. I know there's a lumberyard. I'm seeing this wood there. It reminds me of, but these woods are soft wood. It's not the kind of wood that you're accustomed to there, and the green heart and the purple heart. So there's a lumberyard on my left. It's a lumberyard inside there. And they have some wood in the ground here. They even have plywood. Yeah, it's a lumberyard. Atlantic Avenue, lumberyard. Apna Bazaar, that's a Bangladeshi supermarket. There are quite a number of these Apna Bazaar farmers market supermarkets. I've been with a wife in there one time to shop. Either one time or 2 times you were there. Have a lot of spicy stuff to eat. She bought a couple of things for me to eat, very spicy. This is a driving school truck. They have these drivers paying to get a driving course with these big trucks here. And of course the cars. You see the guy reversing. There's a Q24 bus stop. This is the driving school here on my left, where they have the cars here. You can either learn to drive the truck or the cars. And also they try to help you get your commercial driver's license. For instance, these buses here, these school buses here, you have to get a commercial driver's license to drive those school buses. So I'm still on Atlantic Avenue, and we're now 114. Oh, I have to go up here. Yes, I almost passed my destination. I have to get up to 114 here. So this is Executive Driving School. And they have a lot of people going there to do driving courses. Maybe one of these days I myself am going to come here to do a driving course. So my concern now is to cross. As you can see, the traffic is very, very busy. I'm at 114 Atlantic Avenue. And now it's my turn to cross now. This is a double crossing, so as soon as you make one crossing, you have to cross the other. So I'm heading straight up 114th Street. This is in the RICHMONDHILL area. Remember, we departed from Atlantic Avenue and we're walking up 114th Street. This is the RICHMONDHILL area, more or less residential. Another block from here, I'll be crossing the RICHMONDHILL High School. What I admire a lot about this area is the way how they planted these trees. They planted and nurtured these trees, some of them are big, a form of shelter in some cases. They even have, around the Christmas time, I've seen people decorating these same trees that are around the house, that is outside of their parapets. So I guess it took years for the authorities who are in charge of planting these trees. It took them years to get to this stage. So I'm still at 114th Street, Richmond Hill. So I've been following some of the cases, Mr. Darmla case in Guyana. I think the president is saying that the DPP has to make a decision, but then I saw the DPP send back the file to the police. So, and then I saw Simone Brooms and some other women protesting outside of Nigel Hughes' office, asking him to reconsider taking the case. Instead, the girl, but I think the girl family, they wanted Dexter Todd. So I guess we just have to watch and see. As I tell my family here in America, I do not believe in passing judgment. I believe folks in Guyana who are on the ground are in a better position to pass judgment. I do not like when people who are in other countries trying to pass judgment. We're not there. The people in Guyana who are on the ground know a lot more than us. And I would more want to believe the comments on people in Guyana who are directly involved and know what's going on. I just realized I just passed the Richmond Hill High School. This is Richmond Hill High School. They even have an impressive playground. The guys can play basketball and other sports on this ground here. This is a high school. And they got enough stuff for the guys to do what they want to do. Full Gospel Assembly Church. The corner going back that side. We passed the Muslim church, and this is a Christian church. So like I said, I do not believe in passing judgment. Let the authorities, if the DPP send back the file to the Guyana police force, the police force has to complete the investigation. And when they've completed the investigation properly, then the police force, they're going to send back the file to the DPP, and then she's going to make the call. And that is the way it should be, instead of some of us trying to try the case on social media. That's the way it should be. So this is RG here, wishing you a pleasant Friday afternoon. I just give you a shot of the Richmond Hill High School before I sign off.